Welcome to the Campground Generator. With this program, you can create your very own campground complete with campers, tents, and trees. You can control the amount of campers you want in your scene using the camper density slide, as well as the number of tents you want in your scene with the tent density slide. You can also determine how many trees you want in your scene with the tree density slide. You can use the nudge slides to determine how much you want the objects to intermingle with each other. Simply just pull the sliders to your desired quantities of tents, campers, and trees, as well as how much you want the nudge to be. And then click Create Campground. And there you have it, your very own campground.
So in this tutorial, I'm just going to quickly show you how to do mental ray proxies. So here we can see I have a torus with a simple mental ray material applied. It's just got some color to it, and that's about it. Just a rock texture. So what you want to do is you want to head over to File, Export All, and you want to go into the Options version. And so for file type, you want to make sure you set it to mental ray, and then you want to make sure that Export Selection Output is set to Render Proxy Assembly. Make sure it's not renderable scene or scene fragment. You just want render proxy. Make sure to export all that stuff. And also with export file paths, just make sure it's absolute. You can set it to relative. This can cause issues, and I've also found that using mental ray proxies doesn't work on the render farm. I've tried a lot of stuff, it doesn't seem to work. There probably is a way to get it to work. Haven't been able to find one. So if you're just rendering on your machine, just use absolute. Just saves you a whole world of trouble. And just hit export. And I'm just going to save it as torus. Save, just overwrite that. And once you've done that, do a new scene. Don't need to save this. And we will create a polycube. Then what you want to do is you want to go into your P-cube shape, and under the mental ray tab, you'll find render proxy with a little folder icon. If I click on the folder icon, let's navigate to where we saved it. Torus.mi, open. And you'll see it's popped to kind of fit the torus inside of it. And right now it'll just be a box, and there's nothing in it, it's just a box. But if we hit render, there you go. It's popped in our torus and it's put our texture on it. Now you can get a lot more advanced with this. This is very simple, but you get the idea. Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be showing off my forest generator, and we can see it's docked over here to the right. Right now we're in the terrain tab, and if we hit generate terrain, it'll generate a nice little terrain, and if we hit it again, it'll randomize it. So the settings you have for this are the plane size, so that's just how big your terrain is going to be, the height min and the height max, which is how much the height fluctuates, and the density. Then we can go to the File tab, and the File tab lets you load in a file to drive where each object is placed. This is optional, you don't have to put one in. Then we have trees, plants, flowers, grass, and rocks, which can all be added to your terrain. And the settings are fairly similar between all of them. They have scale, which is sort of the mean average scale. And then we have the sort of scale range, which dictates how much it fluctuates with the scale. Then we have the density, so how dense everything's going to be. And we have the random shift, which randomly shifts the objects to give it a bit more of a sense of random placement. I hit generate trees. There we go. And if you want to see what they look like, you can select them. Go to Display, Object Display, no bounding box, and there we go. Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be showing off my snake generator. Here we can see I just have a simple sphere, it's a polysphere. My snake generator works with polygons, and polygons only, not NURBS. So what you have to do is you have to select the faces where you want it to generate. So let me just select a couple. There we go. And now over here on the right, we can see the snake generator, and we have three settings. We have the end time, so it's the time that they stop growing by. Then we have the average size, and we have the size fluctuation. So if I just hit generate with these settings, you'll see after a couple seconds we have all these snakes in here. Now, if you want, you can also, like I said, change the scale. So we could set this to 5 with a fluctuation of 2 if we generate our snakes. Make sure to select your faces again. You'll see that we get some really nice long snakes. And if I move back in the timeline, you'll see they pop down and they just follow those paths. Thank you very much.
Thickness of vines, and randomness of vines. Let's just adjust these a little bit. And just hit create. Now as you can see, we have a vine along a curve that is also animated. If you go into the code and change the curve, you can have the vines go along any assortment of surfaces. Let's just stop this and change the settings just a little bit. Just hit create, and there we go. Thank you very much. Hello everyone, I'm Will Moody, and I'm going to be showing you my terrain generator for Maya 2016. This generator will be able to create a terrain that has density and a nudge ability to create randomization. Let's go ahead and create something. As you can see, a terrain has been generated with grass, ferns, and bushes. All of these have to do with a color map. As you can see, bushes for red, ferns for yellow, and grass for blue. Why don't we raise the density a little bit? Depending on the density will determine how long it takes to spawn the objects. And there we go. As you can see, this is a very powerful tool that can create large amounts of vegetation to cover wide areas of landscape. Thank you.
Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be showing off our bat swarm generator, and it was made by me, Luke Mitchell, and Will Moody. So we can see it's here, it's docked on the right, and to start with, we just hit bats, and that'll bring in the bat model. There we go. And then we can put in particles. So for example, we can set in the particle size and then the particle density. So with these settings of 100 and a density of 10, we'll get an array of around 10 by 10 bats. There we go. And then if we hit instancer, then get instanced, and then we can bring in the air path. There we go, and that comes in with the terrain and some just trees on it. And then we can set the code for how it's going to generate. So we can set the lowest scale and the highest scale of the bats. We can set the starting time of the cycle and the ending time of the cycle, and then it will randomly assign them with that. So if I hit code, there you'll see you have a lot of variation in them. And then lastly, we have a vortex that will spin these bats. There we go, and then if we hit play, you'll see that they begin to fly downwards. And they will also begin spinning with the vortex. Thank you very much, and that's our bat swarm generator.